Happy New Year, Capricorn. Welcome to your January 2022 astrological forecast. So, happy birthday also to those of you born in January and those of you who are born at the end of December. I'll give another shout out to you guys too. So, obviously, the sun is still in your sign up till the 19th, okay? There's a new moon in your sign on the 2nd, and Venus is still in your sign. It's in retrograde motion, but it turns direct on, I think it's the 29th. Yes. And Mars will be moving into your sign on the 24th. And even Mercury is going to be falling back into your sign on the, let's see here, 25th. Okay, so you're all, boy, you got so many planets in your first house of Capricorn. And of course, Pluto is still there. Okay, so hopefully by now you got that whole Venus thing going for you, right? I mentioned it, so you don't want it to go to waste, considering it's in your sign for as long as it is, okay? And it is conjunct Pluto. So you should be having quite an effect on people right now, especially around that new moon of the 2nd. New moons bring new beginnings, so it is like a new year for you. Obviously, it is for everyone, but for you personally, because that's what a new moon is. We have a new moon and a full moon. We each get one a year. Okay, so this is your new moon. So whatever you do around this time, give or take a few days, you don't even have to do something. You could make plans, even if it's just in your mind, about what you're going to do. But because of whatever you thought of, or even wrote down, or even started to check into, did some searching or whatever on the internet in regards to something or other, because it was done during like a new moon, it kind of is like, has the effect of whatever is going on at that time, which would be the new moon, right? So, if you could be involved in quite a lot of things, I'd have to say romance for you might be like your main subject even right now, especially when Mars moves into your sign on the 24th. You'll have Venus and Mars, the love planets, in your first house. So you should be still pretty irresistible right now, even without Mars being there, okay? Mars is still in Sagittarius in your 12th house up until the 23rd. So I have mentioned, I'm pretty sure that a lot of times when Mars is in your 12th house, it is, 12th house is the house of secrets. It's the house of actions taken in secret, okay, by you or someone else. So you could be preparing something right now. In fact, it could be anything. It could actually be something creative. It doesn't necessarily have to be romance or romantic, okay, because Venus is involved. Venus is many, many things besides it being pleasant and fun-loving. It does govern art, any form of art. So maybe you are involved in something artistic right now. You have some kind of project that you're getting ready to spring on the world, but you've been working on it behind the scenes, probably even before Mars moved into Sagittarius, into your 12th house. So maybe you're tweaking it or putting, like little finishing touches on it. And whenever Mars moves into your first house, the ego planet, remember Mars is the ego planet. So this is when you would be presenting it, to the public. Also, though, I did mention having Mars in the 12th house sometimes means that there may be someone else in your life that is acting behind the scenes, okay? They could be doing this on your behalf or actually against you. Someone could be undermining you in some way or other. Or somebody could be snooping, just trying to figure out what you're up to. But It's usually a so-called friend that is very nice to your face, but secretly is envious of you. So I'm pretty sure you would probably already know who this person is. A lot of times they're pretty obvious and that their feelings are very hard to hide. So that is something else that could be going on right now. They could just be like really jealous of you for a lot of reasons, but you are getting a lot of attention even before the sun moved into Capricorn. So you're getting tons of attention now. So that could be one of the things that you know, that they're a little bit jealous of. Okay. Mercury starts off this month, okay, in Aquarius on the 2nd. Okay, so where you have Aquarius in your chart is your second house. The sun will actually move here on the 19th. Okay, Saturn is still here. Saturn and Jupiter were here traveling together, but Jupiter just moved into Pisces, so all that's here right now is Saturn. So actually when Jupiter was here, it acted as like a buffer for Saturn. You weren't getting the full effect of what it's like to have Saturn in your second house. And since Jupiter has left, it just moved, so you may not even be experiencing anything just yet. But having Saturn in your second house all by itself kind of makes your finances very restrictive. In fact, they could just like dry up. You know, you could be signing up for unemployment, or you know, just having to fall back on your savings or spending, or even selling stuff that you have that is kind of valuable, you know, in order to bring in money. But new sources of income seem to dry up at this time, okay? But you have other transits going on here at the same time that like will counteract, you know, this happening, you know. So at the same time, with having Mercury here, you could actually be getting news about income, something possibly that you were supposed to be getting anyway. Second house is earned income, money from your job, you know, whatever you do for a living. Even if you're retired, though, or don't work at all, you still have some kind of income to live off of. So that's what, you know, is going on here. There could be news if you were inquiring about something that it could be like an investment that you've already made. You were trying to find out where it stands as far as how much anything is increased, or the value has increased in anything that you own. But this is also a time where you may negotiate a pay raise or something to that effect. You know, there's really not a lot going on here career-wise, but again, when it comes to money, you know, that's you really don't have to have anything going on except for the fact that the sun is there right now, so that's where your focal point is. So you are a little bit worried about money, possibly, okay? So Mercury, though, will be turning retrograde in Aquarius, okay? It moves into Aquarius on the 2nd, goes retrograde on the 14th, and starts to decline in degrees, so much so that it falls back into Capricorn, into your first house again. So on the 25th, I think it is, yeah, 25th, the Mercury falls back into Capricorn. So it's from your second house back to your first house. So there's something that you're doing, some kind of possible new partnership or new arrangement of some kind that is bringing you in money, okay? Like neither one of your houses, though, of your career, which is your 10th, or your 6th, which is actual work, or have anything going on in them. So it's all you. It's all based on you and how you represent yourself and how well, you know, you I don't know, carry yourself even around whomever it is that you may be trying to influence. You know, you may be forming some kind of like nice partnerships with people right now, and it is like a business partnership. So it's something like that. You know, maybe right now you're negotiating your fee, or how much both of you or all of you or how many other people may be involved in something like this, like how much you should all get, equal shares or this share or that share or whatever. Okay, so there's also a full moon on the 17th in the sign of Cancer, your opposite sign. Where you have Cancer in your chart is your 7th house. It's directly across from your first house of Capricorn. So it's not like a very big deal, I don't think, because you have so many really great planets in your first house right now, and that Venus really smooths the way, you know, for anything that could come up that could seem like even a little bit harsh behavior on your behalf, on your part rather, that you could do something, but that someone would consider harsh, but any other time. But because you have Venus in your sun right now, and it's been there for so long, and it is influencing the planet Pluto, you're really swaying public opinion even to your way. Okay, everybody loves you. So around this full moon, 7th house is close relationships with a partner, a business partner, romantic partner, close friend. It's also the competition in business usually. It could be in romance though. And it's also open enemies. So I really don't think anything is going to become of it. You know, whatever does happen around that time was necessary. Full moons bring issues to the surface so they can be discussed, okay, and done away with. Get it off your chest. So that's what that will do. That will give you the opportunity to do something like that. Okay, so Jupiter has moved into Pisces, like I said. Where you have Pisces in your chart is your 3rd house. The planet Neptune is also in Pisces. I did a video on this very thing, Jupiter in Pisces, and I did take into consideration that Neptune is also there right now, and they are traveling together. Okay, so it's a little bit different when these two planets are together. Wherever anyone has this going on in their chart, it brings like a very spiritual kind of feeling. Because both of these planets are very spiritual planets, okay? So you have kind of like an altruistic kind of way, even, you know, in possibly the way you communicate. Your 3rd house is big communication and travel house. It's the written word also. It's also the internet. It's any kind of communication, though, like as far as mail goes, regular postal mail, email, cell phone, text message, voicemail, something like that. This is also, like your 3rd house is your everyday life, more or less, and the people you would encounter, the places you would go throughout the normal course of your day. So this would be like your neighborhood, your neighbors, businesses that you patronize. This is also the house of your siblings and cousins, and like short distance travel. Even though there's a water sign here, I would still say that you would be possibly taking a few road trips this year. You know, just having Jupiter here just like brings about the possibility of travel, but it's usually nearby. Overnighter, weekender, a day trip even. I would have to say though, having Jupiter here, if you're not already online, have your own website or podcast or YouTube channel, that could be something that you're actually setting up right now. And so like maybe that's all the stuff that's in the works this month, because you have all these planets in your 1st house making you like really kind of busy. Okay, so that could be something that's actually being launched possibly like this month. Okay, Also, the planet Uranus was retrograde, but finally turns direct on the 18th, and where you have Uranus in your chart is your 5th house. It's in the sign of Taurus. Okay, so if you had any, this 5th house is the house of romance and fun. Okay, creativity, children, gambling, speculation, games and sports, any form of entertainment and any form of art. Okay, it's creativity also, right? So having this planet here has brought about a lot of unusual, like possibly encounters in romance. As far as creativity goes, or entertainment goes, you could be attracted now to something a hell of a lot different than what you used to, like as far as music goes, what you used to listen to, or films that you would normally watch, or whatever, you know. So that's all a little bit different, you know, and a little bit more interesting for you. And things like kind of slowed down in this area, it was because this planet was retrograde. But now that when it turns direct, things in that, especially like in romance, I would have to say, really start to pick up. Okay, it will take a while for this to kick in, but if there was some kind of lull in your relationships, or even in I would have to say anything that you were trying to do that was kind of creative, for you, even, you know, if you write or something like that, or maybe you had like writer's block, or you just weren't able to do anything. Okay, you felt stuck, you didn't have any kind of inspiration. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, so anyway, back to, I just want to say, as far as money goes, okay, when Mercury is retrograde in your 2nd house of income and it falls back into your 1st house, this is when you might be able to catch possibly some kind of mistake in your money, you know, that it's in your favor. I mean, the mistake that you catch, the correction that should be made, it's in your favor. Okay, so it could take a while for, you know, just like whatever, a week or two, or however long it takes, let's say, like the bank, you know, to figure out what happened. Where is your money? Okay, so when Mercury turns direct again, when it's in your 1st house, it'll move back into Aquarius, into your 2nd house. So whenever it finally turns direct, I believe that's when, if there was something, you know, missing, money or something that should be there but isn't, I believe that it'll be corrected, you know, whenever this all turns direct. Okay, so the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Capricorn on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 29th, and 30th. And the best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Cancer. And those dates are the 15th, 16th, and 17th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, gambling, or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 10th, 11th, 12th, 25th, and 26th. The best time for money is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. The best time for your career is the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 6th, 7th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So, happy birthday again. Really enjoy yourself. You have so many wonderful things actually going on. I predict quite a lot of, at least one really nice gift, okay, and maybe a drink or two, or a free meal of some kind, you know, a lunch or dinner or whatever. I'd like to thank my subscribers for supporting me. If you're new to my channel, you might want to subscribe and click on that notification bell, where you will be notified each time I upload something. Also, check out my weekly forecasts, and check out Ask Me a Question. It's in the description box below. It's for people who only are interested in maybe one or two things about their chart. Okay, but if you would actually like to have your chart done, there's also a link there to my website. So again, Happy New Year and happy birthday. Goodbye.